felt in your body?
Well, I grew up on an organic farm in the Hawke's Bay, and I always thought that my life and health was very good. I didn't get ill very often at all. If I had colds and coughs and things like that, flu, they usually passed relatively quickly. And over the last 4 years or so, I have been running, I own and operate a small bus company, taking people on tours and charters throughout the North Island mostly, but sometimes also down to the South Island. And I found, and maybe that's not so good to tell in front of a camera, but I used to find that after the midday break, after lunch, I was tending to get very near to falling asleep, often at the wheel. In fact, one time, the only way that I was able to stay awake was to have one of the passengers on the bus come and sit behind me and keep me involved in a very animated conversation. The other thing that I found, since about the time I was 15, I've had some trouble with my knees. If I leave them bent for a long time without the option of straightening them out, they tend to sort of seize up and become very sore. That happened regularly in the bus. And of course, as a driver of a big bus, you can't just sort of stop and get up and shake your legs, and so that was quite problematic as well. And for me, it has always been a case of burning the candle at both ends, whether that was in the bus business or with any of the other many things that I've done during my life. So what I noticed was, and it happened gradually, was that over the last 2 years or so that I've been drinking Body Balance, I have found that I don't get tired anymore after lunch, and I can drive my passengers very safely without having to have the animated conversations at the wheel. I've also found that my knees don't give me any problem at all, and that has been the feeling of health around my knees has been increased even more since I began taking the product OsteoProCare as well, in conjunction with the Body Balance. And then of course, burning the candle at both ends, I can now, without having ill effects the next day, easily work until 11 or 12 o'clock at night, and then don't have to worry about thinking about getting up at 5:30, 6 in the mornings. That has made a huge difference. So that is the basis on which I can say, not because I've taken anything else, but because of the Body Balance that I've been drinking for the last 2 years or so, that has really made the big difference. And what made the whole thing really so obvious to me that I could even see it myself was recently swine flu went through the household that I'm living in. Everyone who had it in the house managed to spend about 3 weeks in bed. I was in bed for 5 days. And I got up and I was really good again. So that's about me. Thank you.